to you guys since July. Like on my YouTube channel, I haven't talked to you guys since July, and it's been a really crazy year for me. I feel like I have spent a lot of my year on the road, or a lot of my year moving around or living out of a suitcase. Like, that is just the way to sum up 2018. I've been put in very uncontrollable situations. I'm like not complaining about it, and there were days where I picked up and tried to vlog, and then the entire vlog I would just be complaining about my situation. And it's not something I like to do. I try not to complain. I've noticed me doing it a lot more this year than usual, and it's just because there are sometimes things that aren't in our control and we don't know like how to handle it, so we just vent. So I just resorted to using my friends and family to vent to. That being said, I have been trying to figure out what to do with my blog, what to do with my YouTube channel, what to do with my social media. I want to do something, I don't want to stop, but it was just coming to a point where I was putting stuff out there that like I didn't really care for, so I wasn't putting that much effort into it. The film reviews, like, that's where I was getting really stuck, because I've been reviewing films for like almost 5 or 6 years now. It's become very redundant, very repetitive. You can't really like play around with format that much with a review of something. Like, even if I was like to review food, like at the end of the day, you're just kind of like going through the same 3 or 4 steps of how to do it, like how to talk about it. And there wasn't really a lot of creativity in that side. Plus, when we were shooting for my film, which was like so long ago, I remember like distinctly we were like in like a 22-hour shoot period, and it was like 3 a.m. and I got like this, what is it, like this thought, this spark in my head, and I was like, I don't think I can review movies the same anymore, because I'm like right now going through the process of directing and writing and making and producing a film in such a small scale, and being a critic towards other filmmakers is almost being a hypocrite in that case. So I felt very uneasy and very strange continuing to review films. At the beginning of this year, I had announced that I would continue to review films. I would take off the critic part of my title off, and then I would stop 3 out of 5 stars, or 2 out of 5 stars, or 5 out of 5 stars. It's just took off the full rating system. But after doing that, I knew this was gonna happen, because I know a lot of you click on my reviews, scroll to the bottom and see the rating, and then decide to go watch the film and never read any of the content on my reviews. And I know this because a lot of you have come up to me and told me this, and I don't like that. But this is not how you decide to go watch a movie. You shouldn't go watch a movie entirely based off someone else's opinion. I don't think that my opinion is going to match yours all the way, and your opinion isn't going to match mine. So this whole film review critic thing, I just started critiquing the idea of it so much that I started dragging myself to do it and started hating it. And then I saw it in my writing. I was writing shorter reviews. I was putting them up days later, not like the day of. So that's off my chest. Now I am going to still talk about films because a lot of you want me to, and I feel bad that people who actually just use me as your source, like I feel really weird that people use me as their source to decide whether they should go watch a movie or not. I'll be honest, it's been really hard for me to even watch movies because I have just changed a lot of things in my life. Maybe I'll talk about that in another video, but it's just been hard for me to make it to the movies on Fridays because of just like how busy things have gotten. So yeah, so now what I'm gonna do is every week I'm going to choose 2 films or a couple films, and I got this idea inspired, and I'm going to say that this is not something I came up with on my own because I don't feel the need to take that credit. But I got this idea from Film Companion and Anupama Chopra, who is a film critic in India. She has her own YouTube channel, and she has a whole team that works with her, super professional, and she has like direct connections with everybody in the film industry. And she reviews films and she talks about films. She does interviews with the celebrities. So she has been doing this thing where her and her team, they get together like every week or every couple weeks, and they'll talk about the most recent films that have come out, and we'll talk about different things that worked and didn't work. So I'm gonna kind of do that. I'm gonna see how that goes. The only difference is that I don't have anybody to talk to. It's just me and the camera. So I don't have people's ideas or anybody to bounce off of. It's just like whatever's flowing through in here. Now I'm gonna dive into talking about 2 films. So one of the films I have already reviewed. It was actually the last review I did, which was for Man Marziya. The second film I'm going to talk about is Sui Dhaga, which is the film that I started writing a review for and then decided to quit. Man Marziya, what a film. Man Marziya came out September 14th. It is a Anurag Kashyap directed film, and it's written by Kanika Dhillon. They both work together a lot. Essentially an Anurag Kashyap film. It stars Vicky Kaushal, Abhishek Bachchan, and Taapsee Pannu. So this cast was amazing. It was so different. Obviously I haven't seen Abhishek Bachchan in a really long time, which he was exceptionally amazing. Like, if you used to be an Abhishek Bachchan fan, or if you were like a really huge fan of Bunty or Bubbly, you need to see this movie just for Abhishek Bachchan. Like, he was so good. It was so refreshing to see him back on the screen. That too with 2 new, compared to him, actors who are so dynamically well on the screen. Like Vicky Kaushal, we've seen in Sanju this year, seen him in Razi, he was in Masan, he's on a Netflix original. You don't even realize like he's played all these different roles. Like, he is those characters when he's in his films. And then Taapsee Pannu is so good. This was like my favorite film of hers that I've seen so far. So Taapsee's character, Rumi, is so similar in some strange ways to my personality, or I think so. But this film is like groundbreaking, it's quirky. It makes you want to smile like really cheesily at the end because it's a love story and you're like, wait, this is an Anurag Kashyap film? Like, people are falling in love? The essence of the film screams Anurag Kashyap. The story, really? This is your movie? Like, good job. You did something different. So yeah, if you don't know who Anurag Kashyap is, he's known for like his dark, strange, sometimes like unbearable, uncomfortable scenes. His content has always worked though. Like, that's what I love about him as a filmmaker, is that people still like his films in spite of the groundbreaking and like the uncomfortable scenes. He has a lot of sex and like sexual connotations in his films, but it's so open, it's so fitting, it's not unplaced. Like, it's very perfect for the situations that are called for in the films. And he takes like almost somewhat natural scenarios, might spike them up a bit, but he like really takes relatable scenarios and turns them into something. So that's pretty much how I felt watching Man Marziya. It was so good. It was such a good, refreshing love story that like I haven't seen in a while. It's not your typical 80s and 90s love story that we're used to seeing, but it's not also very cliche. Like, it's got a cliche angle to it, but it's not fully cliche. Man Marziya, definitely a must watch. Highly recommend it. It's definitely going on my top 10. So Sui Dhaga is directed by Sharad Kataria, and he is also the director of Dum Laga Ke Haisha. Dum Laga Ke Haisha won like a lot of national awards. It was with Ayushmann Khurrana and Bhumi Benekar, I can't say her last name. But Sui Dhaga has Varun Dhawan and Anushka Sharma. And they both play Mamta and Maji, who are this really young couple in rural India, and they come very simple backgrounds. And when you're watching the film initially, okay, Maji is just like a fool who like doesn't know what to do with his life, does what people tell him to do. Like, that's essentially like what his personality is. And Mamta, you think, is just a housewife who barely knows her husband, but as the film progresses and as it moves forward, we get to understand these characters and their dynamic better. They're a husband and wife, already together, they're partners, but it's like how the film moves forward is what I love about this story. And they kind of, again, break barriers about small towners in India. They showcase like so much more. Mamta like tells her husband that, you know, you are like literally good for nothing. Like, you just do what everyone tells you to do and you do it, and you think that's it. But anyway, so the film moves forward and we get to learn about the whole like clothing experience of India and like where it starts from, which is like from these small towners. And then eventually they turned their marriage partnership into a business partnership, and then that's like where the story moves forward. As always, I'm not going to give you guys a full story. When you get a chance, like, you should watch the film. I'll be honest, when I didn't like Dum Laga Ke Haisha, and it wasn't like a film, like I saw it once, I really don't remember, even though it won national awards. And I'll be honest, like if Sui Dhaga was made with different actors that I don't particularly like, then I probably wouldn't have been as excited to go see it, or probably not seen it at all. But the fact that it did have Varun Dhawan and Anushka Sharma in it, I decided to go watch it just for them. And then I appreciated the director and the writing and the dialogue, the cinematography and the music, and all of the whole 9 yards of the film. The dialogue writing of this film was so good. It was so hilarious. Like, even in the most serious situations, you were laughing. You were in the most serious situations that they're crying, you're also laughing. Like, that's a good film. I feel like if your emotions can be like pulled in different directions in one dialogue, like, that's a good film. That's why I just love this film. It was very lighthearted. It wasn't a very heavy topic, yet a lot of topics were covered, like a lot of groundbreaking barrier topics were covered. I hope you guys like this. I don't know if this is even turning out as I want it to be. The problem with me talking is that I go on to strange tangents, whereas like writing is so much more constructive and you can like erase things and put yourself back on topic, whereas I have to like edit, but I have to be careful what I don't edit out and what I do edit out, so it's just gonna be kind of crazy. But yeah, I hope you guys like this. If you guys want to see more videos like this, please let me know, because if you don't, then I won't make them. If you guys want me to vlog, I will try, but I don't really have a lot of exciting things going on right now, to be honest. But yeah, if you guys like what you're seeing, please let me know. Subscribe, hit the like button, comment, whatever you want to do. Keep reading, keep watching, and we'll see you guys at the movies. Bye!